Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It's that time again for learning more about crypto. Bitcoin Brandon here. We're going to get started in just a moment. Okay, thank God it's Friday. If you're in the crypto world, every day can be a Friday for you. Financial freedom. What's going on, Adrian, Daniel, and Shaq? Good morning, Eric. A few more days left in 2017. I'm excited. I don't know about you guys. I'm excited for 2018. What's going on, JJ Lopes? 2018 is going to be the best business year of my career. It can be for you too if you know what you're doing. What's going on, Jason? Friday, December 29th, 2017. We are still the early birds in this space. What's going on, Brent? What's happening, Ishmael? Jay said I got Ripple at 23 cents, huh? That's what I'm talking about, Jason. Made $320 while you slept, right? Making money while you sleep. You know, 2017 was the intro for a lot of people of crypto. 2018, you're going to see the most millionaires and billionaires created from one industry in a short period of time than in all of history combined. Will you be one of them is the question. That's the question. You got hacked on Bittrex. How in the world did you get hacked on Bittrex? Did you get an email from Bittrex talking about they needed more of your information and you clicked on those links? Phishing emails on Bittrex is going rampant right now. Don't click on no links from anything from Bittrex in an email. I get them every day. I'm looking at one right now. Saying you're going to look at a Yukon today, huh? Hey, spend your profits. Nothing wrong with that. But also, make sure you have money set aside. This is a volatile industry. It can go either way at any given time. How'd you get hacked in, Cody? You never got an email like that. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to start with what's going on in Asia. See, in the United States, only 0.5% of our population even knows what Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is. 0.5%. We have what, almost 400 million Americans? 0.5%. In Asia, you've got 70%. Well, I got to be specific now. When you look at countries like Japan, you know, South Korea, yeah, those countries, majority of the people there know about Bitcoin and crypto. That doesn't mean all of them are invested in it, but they know about it. So the whole movement, the Bitcoin cryptocurrency movement, is not majority taking place out west, the United States. The United States is not leading the way on this. This is taking place in Asia, overseas. We're following their lead on this. And so, give me a second here. I'm going to put this link in the chat box. And you guys can either follow along with me or just listen to me read it. Come on, computer. Here we go. It's time for an upgrade. I've always been reluctant to do that because then I got to go through the whole process of all of my favorite things that are saved and everything moving from one computer to the next. So paste. So you got that link in the chat box, and here we go. So Asian countries that have contributed to the growth of Bitcoin so far. Should be not surprising. It is no longer news that Bitcoin is the world's most valuable and most expensive cryptocurrency. Neither is it news that the Bitcoin market capitalization is over $270 billion. Moreover, its market cap has established itself far above some blue chip firms like Visa, MasterCard, and Walt Disney, IBM, McDonald's, and many more. Bitcoin has achieved this milestone because of support from many countries of the world, but our focus is on the heavyweights on the Asian continent, whose appetite for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies has been insatiable over the years. China. Once upon a time, about 80% of the daily Bitcoin trading volume came from China. However, in September 2017, China's central bank, the People's Bank of China, with support from the Chinese government, placed a blanket ban on ICOs and all Bitcoin exchanges in the country. What do I guys tell you guys? When a country wants to, eliminate something, they ban it. They try to block it. Since then, significant Bitcoin exchanges like Huobi, OKCoin, and BTCC have since closed shop. We called that the China dip back in September. Those of you that were in the Bitcoin arena, remember that. That was the China dip. It was also around the same time Jamie Dimon started running his mouth about Bitcoin being a scam. So you had Jamie Dimon and the China dip that dropped Bitcoin's price for about maybe less than a week. 2 days later, though, the funny thing is, Jamie Dimon goes out and buys the most Bitcoin shares in Sweden on the Swedish market in the world. So, China at one point did 80% of all volume. However, peer-to-peer Bitcoin platforms like Local Bitcoins and CoinCola are still doing brisk business. Mining is still a lucrative business in China, although there are still lingering fears that the government may soon ban cryptocurrency mining in the country. About Japan. In April 2017, the Japanese government and lawmakers gave the digital money the status of legal tender in the country. More than many Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchanges operate with government-issued licenses in Japan. Often, the Japanese yen has accounted for up to 60% of the global Bitcoin volume. Wow. Japan's got 60%? Due to massive Bitcoin trading activities between the nation's currency. At the time of writing, Japan accounts for about 30% of the world's Bitcoin trade volume, and the Japanese yen holds the second position after the US dollar regarding Bitcoin swapping volume. How cool is that? Good grief. Hey, Cindy, when you bought Ripple, how much was it when you bought it a year ago? Couple cents? 10 cents? 5 cents? Bitflyer, one of the most significant cryptocurrency trading platforms, is also based in Japan. From small retail stores to large airlines, Bitcoin is accepted as a payment method by almost everyone in Japan. Next is South Korea. The country has experienced massive Bitcoin trading activities in recent times. For some time now, South Korean exchanges like Upbit, BitHum, Corebit, and Coin1 have maintained the number 3 and sometimes the number 2 spots as per highest global crypto trade volume. At press time, the South Korean won stands at 5th, with approximately 5% of the global Bitcoin trade. The Korean authorities have been relatively friendly towards cryptocurrencies, but according to reports, authorities are working on the cryptocurrency and ICO regulation in the country. They have even gone so far as to threaten shutting down all exchanges in the country. The South Korean government claimed that speculation of the digital asset had grown irrational, and officials could no longer leave the abnormal situation of speculation. Sensitive intentions. Other Asian countries like India, Vietnam, Singapore, Thailand, and Indonesia have all contributed to the growth and popularity of cryptocurrencies, with some formulating strict regulations to govern their respective ecosystems. However, instead of placing an outright ban on Bitcoin, just like China has done, some of these countries are working to develop sensible regulations that will protect the interests of Bitcoin investors in the region due to the volatile nature of cryptocurrencies. Asia is running things. It's curious to see. I want to see a report on how the West is handling that. What our rank is. I know there's I think 40% or so of the Bitcoin investors really are from the United States. But United States hasn't proven to be very friendly to this space. Canada is really taking the lead on that. So let's talk about what's going on in universities now. I remember when I first began doing my research in this space, going back to last summer, there were only 5 universities, and they were the top universities that offered some form of crypto courses, but it was in the blockchain technology. So it wasn't even about Bitcoin itself, but the technology, understanding the technology. And imagine how much money you have to pay, just to take those courses. So here, let's read this article about what's going on at the universities today, 6 months later. Bitcoin craze takes over universities. Students dropping degrees in pursuit of trading. The lure of cryptocurrency has become too much for some students to ignore, with many pursuing cryptocurrencies as a trading and or an investment stream. Kyle Winstanley is one such student who went as far as to drop out of college. I don't agree with that, but drop out of college a mere semester short. Oh, that's really stupid. He dropped out of college a mere semester short of completing his bachelor's degree in engineering for the sole purpose of cashing in on the digital currency boom. Yeah, that was stupid. However, this kid turns out to make $1 billion. I mean, but still, you finish what you begin. The 22-year-old's decision is not without reason. However, as together with a trading partner, he has brought his initial investment from $2,200 to $15,000 between September and December. That's not enough for you to walk out on your engineering degree. You can always fall back on your engineering degree. The space is too volatile. You're talking about you just made 13 grand between September and December, and you're gonna walk off your college? That's stupid. That makes no freaking sense. I mean, I've made almost 6 figures in that same time period. Anyways, let me keep going here. I'm thinking as a parent because I got a kid in college. The only difference is I have my son investing in this space so that when he graduates, he can graduate and not worry about trying to find a job to pay his bills. He could practice or choose a career that he actually loves to do, not for the money, but because he loves to do it, because he'll have enough money to live off of from his crypto investments. That's just a difference. In our household, you get that degree. All right, let me continue. Unsurprisingly, this amount was enough to convince him to put his degree aside and focus on trading cryptocurrency full time. Additionally, his significant success earned him the full support of his parents and family members. Really, guys? That's all it took was $13K? What college is he going to? How much is that degree costing? Although it has dropped down a few notches on his list of priorities, completing his degree is still something that he aims to do in the future. I'd love to have my degree at some point and come back and get it, he acknowledged, but continued with his motivation for postponing his studies, stating that he couldn't allow the opportunity to pass him by without affording it his full attention. I can respect that. I can respect that. As a parent, I have a different, a different way of looking at things. But I was in that situation before when I graduated from school and my parents wanted me to go to law school, and I said, no, I want to become an entrepreneur, enjoy the MLM network marketing industry. Yeah, I can understand that. But as an adult now, I see things through my parents' eyes. I understand their concern. So he's got to chase his dreams. So what else he says here? Always having been interested in markets and stock trading, it is no wonder that cryptocurrency flagged his attention. Despite his interest in the field, Win Stanley's trading partner and classmate, Spencer Porter, is to be credited with introducing him to it. Win Stanley and 21-year-old Porter are far from the only students to have caught up in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency wave. With many blindly pursuing the perceived easy money, it is important for them to keep the market's volatility in mind before making purchases and transactions that they may come to regret. I agree with that. And I don't agree with the statement of easy money. But he used the word perceived. That is correct. For outsiders looking at this space, it may be perceived as easy money, a fast way to get rich. I do not agree with that. I do not agree with that. Like any industry, it takes hard work. It takes time. It takes commitment. It takes you, pushing through it and pushing forward. And that is not something to take lightly. I'm just going to throw some money in Bitcoin and I'm going to be rich next year. No, 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 no. You're going to be the one that's going to lose a lot of money and then claim everything was a scam. So I don't agree with that perceived. It's a fast way to make some quick money. Let me continue. Although Bitcoin, cryptocurrency's flagship coin, has increased in value more than 15 times over since the beginning of 2017, there have also been some marked dips in value. These sharp declines are to be expected with the volatility of the crypto market. Yet, some fearful traders rashly pulled their investment funds out at a loss in an attempt to prevent being affected by possible future value drops. That's where the inexperience comes in. If you're a trader, that is where you have to take emotion out. This is not the stock market. This is not Forex. When the market goes down, the only way you lose is if you sell. You still have the same amount of coins. The value just dropped. And you look at the history over the last 9 years, it drops every 2.5 months or so. And then it comes right back up. So just hold your coins while it's dropping. In fact, buy more on the dip. And then watch the sucker rise again. It might take you a couple of months. What year was that? 2015, 14, 15, I think, where it was actually at a 7-month low. 7-month low. Took 7 months before it really started to rebound. Sit back and hold it. And watch it come shooting sky high after that. One step back, 2 steps forward. That's all how it works. So as such, the cryptocurrency market is not for everyone, with the stress being more than many can handle. However, millennials appear to be more attracted to this fast-paced market than any other group, many even preferring Bitcoin wallets to traditional savings accounts. I agree with that. Although not completely stepping away from his studies, Win Stanley's business partner has also made changes to accommodate cryptocurrencies trading in his schedule. Porter has split his senior year over 2 semesters instead of 1. Okay. Now that's a compromise, as well as committing to fewer courses in order to free up some time. That's the only thing. I know how to day trade. I just don't have the patience to be sitting in front of my computer, monitoring it all day, setting my buy and sell orders, watching for trends, paying attention to the news, because one news article can change everything. A news article can come out right now talking about Ripple and watch Ripple price increase like immediately. Now, I know how to do it. I just don't have the patience to do it consistently. So these guys, I understand what they're saying, dropping out of school to do this full time. In 2018, Winstanley and Porter plan to dive even deeper into trading, this time with more at stake. With their success and abilities more than established, the pair generated close to $70,000 as capital for their upcoming trading ventures. Okay, now we're talking. The source of the funds, a combination of family contributions as well as the realized profits. Winstanley and Porter are far from the only university students to develop a momentous interest in cryptocurrencies, as students all over the world are expressing an interest in increasing their knowledge on the topic. Many universities have responded with 4-credit blockchain classes as well as student discussion groups. The broad-based student interest is creating a generation of people highly knowledgeable in cryptocurrency, trading, and investing, boding well for a future of blockchain technology and similar leaps in the field of digital remuneration systems. I predict these kids are going to create companies and industries that we haven't even thought of yet through blockchain technology that's going to be bigger than Amazon, bigger than Facebook, bigger than Apple, bigger than Microsoft. I predict. We haven't even heard of these companies yet. They're not in existence yet, but they're going to come out the gate using blockchain technology. They're going to revolutionize the world. See, one thing I did learn back in the day is that we are currently putting our kids through college, preparing them for a world that will not exist by the time they graduate. What are you going to be able to do with that degree? You know, not much. That's why I've got it set up. I'm having it set up with my kids. By the time they graduate, they will have money. They'll have more money than the professors. It's just a matter of what they decide to do with their life. And I whenever I do my mindset trainings, I always go. I give you guys a task, an assignment. Before you go to sleep at night, I want you to act as if and think that you have all the money in the world, all the resources you need. Money is not an object to you. What would you do with your life if you didn't have to worry about money? What would you do with your life? Because most people are, majority of their time is thinking and working about paying their bills. They don't have the luxury of dreaming anymore, not as adults. Kids, we dream all day long, but not as adults because reality hits us. But before you go to sleep at night, pretend as if or act as if you've done all of the spending, you've taken all your vacations, you've got a house in New York and the West Coast and a vacation spot in Hawaii. You've spent everything and bought everything your little heart desires. And then you still have more money in the bank account the next Monday morning when you wake up at 11 a.m. and not have to go to work. What are you going to do with the rest of your day? What are you going to do when you've gotten all that out of your system? Most people never think of that. What God-given talents do you have that you can now explore? Think about those things. I'm going way off topic now. That's for tomorrow. But anyways, let's get back to that article. Was done. Let's talk about Ripple. Ripple Mania. And this is a break from what I traditionally do. I do not talk about specific coins at all, or ICOs or companies. But this is major news, so we're going to cover it. Ripple Mania. How big can the bankers' cryptocurrency get? Notice the word there. They said the bankers' cryptocurrency. What does that mean? Do you guys even know what Ripple's all about? How it works? So for a brief period of time, Ripple overtook Ethereum to become the second largest cryptocurrency in the global market behind Bitcoin, with a $72 billion market valuation on December 29th. You don't know how huge that is? Let me go back to CoinMarketCap right now. I want to look at a little bit of the history of crypto. Hey, good morning to you, Miss Robinson. You know, I like that name is Robinson. That's actually my mother's maiden name. Robinson. The Robinsons from Shreveport and New Orleans, Louisiana. So let's look at the market cap right now. So you've got Bitcoin number one, $14,900 a coin. Showing Ethereum is number two, $766 a coin. Ripple number three, $1.82 per coin. $1.82, it's up 24% right now. And look at Cardona is up 21% at 47 cents per coin. Oh, the whole market's green. The top 30 coins are all green right now. Wow. The ones that's 48% Ray blocks. I don't even know what Ray blocks is. Wow, there's only 1, 2, 3. Wow, the whole board, the top 100, there's only like 5 of them in the red. Now's the time to, you want to be watching these charts. Everything's moving up. But I want to click on Ripple. Market cap of $70 billion right now. When I look at the 1-year history, it started off January 2016 with a $36,000 market cap. No, I'm sorry, $36 million market cap, 46 cents per coin. Then it dropped all the way down 5 cents. 5 cents a coin. You want to know when that was? May. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. I'm looking at all numbers. Let me go to 1 year. All right, here we go. Yeah, the 1-year chart. So January, it had a $224 million market cap, and it was worth 6 cents in January. It did have a spike back in between May and June, where it went up to 39 cents and had a $15 billion market cap. And then it dropped like a rock all the way down to December 7th. That one that is. Yeah, December 7th, it was at 22 cents per coin. Okay, guys, think about this. Less than a month ago, just a couple of weeks ago, it was 22 cents with an $8.6 billion market cap. That was just a couple of weeks ago. Today, it's now worth $1.82, and its market cap is $70 billion. It has grown by $60 billion in a couple of weeks. Went from 22 cents to $1.82. Why is this important? Well, this isn't Bitcoin. Everybody can afford this. Are you telling me you can't afford 22 cents? What if you drop, and I'm kicking myself. What if you drop $5,000 on it? Back a few weeks ago, when it was 22 cents. 42, 62, 80. You would, that $5,000 would be worth, what, 40 grand right now? Unfreaking believable. And it's still cheap. It's $1.82. Here's the thing, though. People think, oh, am I getting to $100 a coin or $1,000 a coin? You got to understand that you got to look at the supply and demand. Bitcoin only has, what, 21 million, 7 million in circulation. However, Ripple, the XRP, we're talking about 38 billion coins in circulation. So, I mean, the market share would have to get to $500 billion, just Ripple alone, for that coin value to really start to skyrocket into the hundreds of dollars per coin. But a jump from 22 cents to $1.82, that's huge. I made a lot of money on that. I bought it when it was 40 cents. And I'm just looking at the charts. I still haven't even read the article yet. So the total max supply is going to be 100 billion coins. Robin says, Brandon, could you speak on the viable platforms available to purchase the coins and vehicles to invest in blockchain? Well, I am not a licensed financial advisor, so I try not to give advice at all. I may give suggestions and things that I may do. But any of the major exchanges has Ripple on it. GDAX, Poloniex, Bittrex. In fact, let me just click on the markets. If you go to coinmarketcap.com, it tells you all the markets that Ripple you can buy it on. So the top ones is BitHum, Binance, Bitfinex, Bittrex, Coin1, Poloniex, Corbit, Bitstamp. So the main ones, again, Kraken. So Binance is kind of like the hottest new one right now. So I would probably go to Binance. If you have not set up an account yet, use Binance. Bittrex seems to be having some problems lately, but they're established. Poloniex, I use Poloniex. I haven't had any problems with them. BitHum is the number one, by far the number one, and that's based out of South Korea. So, go to coinmarketcap.com and click on the coin itself, and then you click on markets, and it will tell you all the markets that you can purchase the coins from. So let me go back to the article now. For a brief, I read that part. Ripple Mania in South Korea. Since then, the market cap of Ripple has fallen slightly from 72 billion to 70.3 billion, allowing Ethereum to regain its position as the second largest cryptocurrency. It is the second time this year that a cryptocurrency has overtaken Ethereum in market valuation. In November, Bitcoin Cash briefly surpassed the market valuation of Ethereum during a period in which the SegWit2x hard fork proposal was rejected by the market, and the majority of the SegWit2x supporters moved to Bitcoin Cash. At the time, Buterin wrote, "Congrats on this, seriously," as from Vitalik Buterin, when Bitcoin Cash was number 2. If you don't know who he is, he's the creator of Ethereum. All right, he's the creator of Ethereum. Well, welcome, Robin. This is your first week in the crypto space. Enjoy your journey, but definitely get educated. Get educated on this space. All right, over the past few weeks, CCN reported on several occasions that the demand for Ripple from South Korea and Japan are fueling its price growth. At the time of reporting, the price of Ripple in South Korea remains above $2. It's over $2 in South Korea, more than 10% higher than the global average price. The demand for Ripple has surged in the two countries because of the partnership between Japanese banks led by SBI Ripple Asia and South Korean financial conglomerates to integrate Ripple's blockchain-based technologies by January 2018. Ripple Labs and the developers of the Ripple network expected many billions of dollars to be processed on the Ripple network on a regular basis. You know what I want to see? This is just like it's open season for lawyers. If you're a lawyer, you want to learn as much as you can about the Bitcoin and crypto space, because demand for lawyers in that space is going to skyrocket in 2018 simply just because of taxes. Well, if you want to have a huge benefit, what if you have experience in the banking field and you create a bank that is strictly Bitcoin and crypto friendly? Do you know how many people would flock to you? Because they don't want to go through Bank of America, Chase, or the others. Go with a bank that's created strictly for Bitcoin and crypto. You're going to make a freaking fortune. I'm giving some ideas out there. And you got a coin that's specifically for banks. Ripple, that's what Ripple's designed for. All right, let me continue. As Corbit founder and CEO, Tony Liu told Nathaniel Poppers of the New York Times, "Once investors in the South Korean market are optimistic about a certain asset and its value continues to increase, every trader in the market moves toward that particular asset. The South Korean cryptocurrency exchange is very strongly affected by FOMO, or fear of missing out. Word just spreads really fast in Korea. You know, it's always been that way. I learned in the Asian community from my network marketing days. Like, we've got a big, huge community here in California, in Southern California. When one person joins, the entire family and community join. They move as a unit. They do not move individually. So that makes perfect sense. That word spreads very fast over there. Once people are invested, they want everyone else to join the party. You know that? They want everyone else to join the party. There's been this huge, almost a community movement around this. You know what I say? They move as a community. Not us. You know, imagine, and I'm not Asian, so I'm only assuming here. You go to an Asian holiday and the family's all together. And they're asking each other what's going on in the world. And one person says, oh yeah, I'm investing in Bitcoin. The entire family's going to jump on board. What? How come you didn't call me? How come you didn't tell me about it? How much? Blah, blah, blah. Let's do it. Let's say you go to an American Christmas or Thanksgiving table with the family over. And the families are asking questions about each other. And your uncle says, hey, yo, Bobby, what you been up to, man? Oh, yeah, I'm investing in Bitcoin. What? I just saw on the news that that's a bubble. That's a scam. What are you doing in that Bitcoin stuff? Man, you need to get out of that. I got a friend that lost like $20,000 in that Bitcoin stuff. Mary Jo, you better tell your son to stop with that Bitcoin mess. That's in an American household. When we start sharing good news and information and investments with our family members, it's the opposite effect until they see you making money. That's how it is. When they see you making money, then all of a sudden, hey man, how come you didn't tell me about that, man? I need some money. How come you didn't tell me about that? I did. You put it down. You said it was a scam. Oh, I did? But I always knew, man. I always knew you would do it. You'd be the one to succeed. I always knew you'd do it. Yep. That's our households. That's not the Asians. All right, here's as I continue. Last month, the South Korean market rallied behind Bitcoin Cash, pushing the price of BCH in the local market to $3,700. This month, Ripple has been the focal point of the portfolios of South Korean investors. Peter Brandt, an experienced and highly respected trader, stated that any investment or trade by FOMO is discouraged and it is an emotion which investors should not reflect on their trades. I agree with that. In my opinion, FOMO is one of the absolute worst emotions a trader can possess. I cannot count the number of traders I know who tapped out over FOMO. Learn to resist it or it will bury you, says Brandt. It's my contention that many cryptomaniacs misunderstand FOMO. Markets thrust higher not because of buying from FOMO, but markets sense those with FOMO are missing out. When mass FOMO finally throws in the towel to buy it's a top of some scale. That's right. That's what happens. You cannot have emotions in this space. You cannot act like you're going to Vegas and hoping to strike it big on the roulette table. You just got lucky. Can't do that. What is that? Check out Winners and Losers on YouTube with David Yermak. Winners and Losers. All right. Let's continue. Also, in a minor market like South Korea, cryptocurrency investors often look for reaffirmations by prominent traders or institutions to justify their trades. For local traders, the wide adoption of Ripple by leading banks has been a go signal for investment. Is Ripple sustainable? Earlier this year, Ripple processed $180 million for Swedish bank SEB. If Ripple can process many billions of dollars on a daily basis on behalf of its partner banks, the high market cap of Ripple can be justified. However, the market cap and price of Ripple should not be justified by TAM, T-A-M, or total addressable market, but rather with actual transaction volumes and user activity. So, I cannot give you financial advice, but what I can say, you might want to get some Ripple. It's cheap. You're not going to go broke getting Ripple. It's at $1.82 right now. That's cheap. Imagine when Bitcoin was $1.82. How many would you buy? Now, I do warn you, because I've already seen this from clowns out there on Facebook that don't know nothing about this space, talking about they're going to be Ripple millionaires. One dude was like, man, with all the Ripple I bought, when Ripple hits like $500 a coin, man, it ain't going to hit $500 a coin anytime soon. Do you know what their market cap valuation would need to be to hit $500 a coin? I don't know, maybe over $1 trillion. Not saying it can't do that. It's not saying it's impossible. It is at $70 billion market cap right now. But you also have to look at the fact that there's going to be 100 billion ripples out there. The reason why Bitcoin is so sky high is because there's only 21 million that will ever be in existence. That's the difference. But also looking at the market cap, other altcoins to keep an eye on. Well, the whole screen is green right now, but things that are affordable for the average person: Ripple, Litecoin, Cardano, IOTA, NEM. NEM is at 98 cents. Wow. Monero, EOS, Stellar. I'm still not sold on Bitcoin Gold. I'm not touching Bitcoin Gold. Neo, Qtum. I'm still not. I've got a gang of Ethereum Classic as well, but I'm disappointed with their performance. Let's see here. If we keep going down to the top 20, these are coins. Verge came out of nowhere. 15 cents a coin is $2.2 billion market cap. It's up 27%. But I'm really looking at this Ray Blocks. $16 a coin at 133 million coins. That's up 48%. Why? What happened with Ray Blocks that makes them so important? Where are they traded on? Look at markets. BitGrail, Mercatox. So I can't even buy Ray Blocks. I'm not even part of any of these markets. So something's going on in Asia to make this one rise. Someone says Skycoin. What rank is Skycoin? Or their ticker symbol. Let me type it in here. Skycoin, SKY. $48 a coin, up 37%. Well, look at that. So you don't have to, going into 2018, yeah, this just started since December 14th, 15th, things skyrocketed. Right on the 22nd. So you don't have to become Bitcoin millionaires. You can become millionaires off of these other altcoins that are cheap right now. Uh-oh, a new article just popped up. Trump's new tax bill means changes ahead for U.S. Bitcoiners. I was about to end, but I have to read this article now because this directly affects all of us. Let me put this link in the chat box. It literally popped up right now. So I don't want to save this one for tonight. Let me read it now. 13 minutes ago, Trump's new tax bill means changes ahead for U.S. Bitcoiners. What are you going to do now, Trump, to screw this up? It has been 31 years since the United States addressed its labyrinthine tax structure. The 115th Congress passed a bill slicing 7 income brackets on individuals to 4, tweaking them mostly downward and slightly, lessening the corporate tax and increasing deductions here while limiting others there. For Bitcoiners, an act to provide for reconciliation pursuant to Titles 2 and 5 of the concurrent resolution on the budget for fiscal year 2018 tax legislation signed into law by President Trump closes, hear this, closes a potential major loophole. Yeah, you want to pay attention. A loophole that might have been is no more under Trump. Again, it's funny how people vote against their own Let me not go there. When it comes to taxes, savvy Bitcoiners know to trust no one. Seek professional advice. Tax revenue agencies are notoriously unresponsive, but with expropriation, they're all about getting the job done. Make every effort to comply with tax law as circumstance dictates. The days when under 1,000 Americans even bother to file cryptocurrency gains are probably long gone. The last time U.S. tax code was overhauled, it was 1986. Top Gun smashed box office receipts, Reagan was president, and Bill Buckner's legs became world-famous wickets and punchlines through which the hapless Metropolitans would claim title to World Series champions. More than 3 decades later, and it appears most people in the U.S. are getting some mild tax relief. As with every piece of legislation, however, there are horse trades. Conspiracists claim cryptocurrency enthusiasts were among the sacrificial bargaining chips this time around. As in Section 13303, IRC Section 1031 was amended to read real property from property. Just a change of the words can make a difference. This section was long hoped to be a loophole, a kind of backward deduction because Bitcoin was labeled property. You see what they did here? Under the old code, it was just one word, property. So if Bitcoin was labeled property, that meant you're going to get the same tax benefits as anyone that has property. This time around, they edited it and they put real in front of it. All right. So this section was long hoped to be a loophole, a kind of backward deduction because Bitcoin was labeled property, subject only to capital gains, prior to the addition of the word real. Before real, Bitcoin would essentially fall under in-kind or like-kind exchanges where assets can be swapped for other assets, other cryptocurrencies, for example, and not cause such an event to be taxed. Someone's trying to call me. Hold on, let me stop that. Whereas changing Bitcoin into fiat was taxable. So what people would do, you only get taxed when you would move your Bitcoin into a bank. The moment you do that, you're getting taxed on that. So what people would do, a little birdie told me, I'm not saying anything I've done, I'm just saying what I've heard, is that people would only move a certain amount into their banks to pay their bills and whatever they need to buy, not to store all of it in their bank. That way they're only getting taxed on that money, while the vast majority of their wealth is sitting in their own wallets. That's not getting taxed. This time, what they're trying to say is if you own Bitcoin, you're going to get taxed. If you transfer it to another coin, it's going to get taxed. Every transaction. Do you know how hard that is? Can you imagine day traders? Every freaking transaction you do, you got to mark down and get taxed on? That's insane. But let me continue. Whereas changing Bitcoin into fiat was taxable, buying physical things with crypto was taxable. Now even crypto to crypto is taxable. So you know what I see happening? It's going to be like the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. And we're all the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote is trying to catch up to us. And you're running around trying to hide your money in different wallets and see if the IRS is going to be able to track all your transactions down. I agree, Jeremy, that is a scare tactic, but it is also law. You don't want to be that one guy that gets caught. They may not have the manpower to get everybody, but they're going to get somebody. You don't want that somebody to end up being you. So let me continue here. It effectively making all Bitcoin transactions, well, taxable. And the change is implemented start of calendar year 2018. See this, man? All you clowns out there, let me not go there. I want to keep politics out. But believe me, trust me, this is bad for me. My rich friends are not too happy with me right now, but this is for the middle class. This is for the little guy to get ahead. And it gets signed into law just a couple of days before 2018. And who is involved in Bitcoin right now? Who is taking full advantage of changing their lives, changing their wealth? It's the little guy. It's the little guy who's working a 9-to-5 job, who's getting into Bitcoin and making a living for themselves off of that, walking off their job. And what happens? Now a law's been put in place that is going to hit you with more taxes. It's not the rich and wealthy that's jumped on the Bitcoin yet, like you think. It's the vast majority is us. I just did a live yesterday where I talked about the wrong people are getting rich. That's why the established quo is pissed off. Another way to keep the little man down. We found a way out and they're going to tax us on it. Remember what I always say what a government does. Number one, they criminalize it. Then number two, they ban it. And if all else fails, number three, they regulate and tax it to death. Understand, whatever your political affiliation is, don't vote against your own freaking self-interest. You know how many people out there were so glad that Obamacare is getting turned down, yet they're on the Affordable Care Act and don't realize it's the same damn thing? Oh wow, I'm about to lose my health care. Who are like, oh, man, I'm getting rich in the crypto. Yay, go Trump. Go Trump. Get him, Trump. Oh, wait, he just taxed me on my crypto. Oh, I'm about to get screwed in 2018. Oh, 2018 is only 2 days away and we're just finding this out? I'm just saying. It's not about being for or against. It's about the facts. Let me continue reading and then I'm going to give my final thoughts. Because I might have to do another Facebook Live just on this article. And I'm sure there'll be more that talks about this. At some point, Bitcoiners can also expect a 1099 form from an exchange. What? Are you freaking kidding me? Well, it makes sense. If this is the new law and the exchanges want to do business in the United States, then they're going to have to provide 1099s. Which means they're going to report to the government how much money you've made on the exchange. And if you don't report your taxes, the government knows you made money. It doesn't matter your wallet because the exchanges have all your ID information, all that stuff when you had to sign up for it. Now, a little birdie told me there are also ways around this because, again, even though I know how to trade, I don't. I also don't buy Bitcoin. I earn it. And I ain't going to even share where I earn it from publicly. Hell no. This is a freaking shame here. But be ready for it. Let me continue. It says, at some point, Bitcoiners can also expect a 1099 form from the exchange detailing account activity. This is further complicated by the summer hard fork creating Bitcoin Cash, which might not act financially as a dividend for tax purposes, depending upon the length of time coins were held. Taxable percentiles range from a low of 10% to a high of 37%. You guys getting that? 37%. Crypto trades taxed at the moment of swap could have dramatic impact going forward. Deferring the taxable event for a year, as was done under previous tax law, seems to have allowed for liquidity and growth within the ecosystem. The kind of 2017 Bitcoin had means the IRS is giving ever greater attention to the space. Back of the envelope calculations multiplying 5-digit gains, and the number of participants on various exchanges signals billions in the government's due windfall. In fact, the IRS hired companies such as Chain Analysis to help it track down trends. The company's product, Reactor, claims to be able to start from anywhere, have a specific customer that you are interested in, or a ransom note with a Bitcoin address. Have some plain text that you don't know if it contains Bitcoin references, paste it into the tool, and it will automatically find connected Bitcoin wallets. See, the IRS may not have the technology today, but 2 or 3 years from now, they will have these quantum computers that can track the web addresses. Not just web addresses, I mean your hash IDs, your wallet addresses. So you think you might get away with something for 2 or 3 years, and all of a sudden you get a letter in the mail and they're back taxing you. They want to know, oh, we see that you've made $3 million over the last 3 years, but you only reported making $40,000 in Bitcoin. We want our money. Or you go to jail. This is serious business here. It is also an interactive investigation tool. Annotate your findings and keep notes on what led you to those conclusions. Identify reoffending offenders and share data with other people in your organization. The IRS has 3 years to audit a return, and they assess penalties and interest retroactively. You know, in other words, you know what that means? They can make law today and go back and enforce that law years ago. That's what's crap about that. I talked about that last night, Jeremy. I met with my tax guy and corporate people a couple days ago. Create yourself an LLC. Oh, wait, let me stop there. I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving advice. A little birdie told me that one thing you might want to do is create yourself an LLC, have all of your business earnings going there, and then pay yourself a salary. All right? Go to a CPA, ask how it can be done. All right, whatever your stance on the loophole, find a tax professional familiar with digital assets to guide you through the process. Try and stay clear of ideological fellow travelers who insist paying taxes is for suckers. You're not going to hear that from me. I'm telling everybody right now, because I am publicly, this is public, pay your taxes. Do not try to game and beat the system, thinking that you can hide your money in Bitcoin in different accounts. I do not recommend that. Pay the 30% in taxes or whatever they tax you on. You're coming up big time anyway. They will get you at the end. It may not be this year. It may not be next year. But you don't want to end up like, who was that? Freaking Blade ended up running off to Africa trying to get away from the tax man. You don't want to end up like that. So, while many in the community agree taxation is theft, immoral on its face, and the money used goes to fund atrocities and horrors, a basic fact remains: governments will get their due, so prepare accordingly. I agree. So, since this was not scheduled to be on this morning, I will do this article again tonight for Late Night Crypto Talk. For those, yeah, thank you, JJ, Wesley Snipes. I will do this tonight again as a follow-up to the tax one I did the other night, because this is major news. So all of you Trump supporters that are in the crypto space, thank Trump, thank Donald Trump for passing a law that's screwing you in the Bitcoin space in 2018. You got what you asked for. With that, my name is Bitcoin Brandon out. Have a great Friday. Tomorrow I'm doing something special. Tomorrow morning, I go get my donuts. And I'm going to be talking about my belief, my state of the industry of network marketing. I don't say MLM because network marketing is more than just MLM. So I'm going to give my state of network marketing address. I do that every year. And then tomorrow night, Crypto Talk, after my presentation, I will be doing The Secret. I do that once a year. The Secret. Laws of the universe. The law of attraction. That's going to be tomorrow night after my presentation. So my presentation will be over by about 9:45 p.m. Eastern time. So 10 p.m. Eastern time. I'll actually make an official time. 10 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night. Facebook Live, The Secret. Tomorrow morning, I don't know what time I do it. Sometimes I might be up at 6. I may not be up until 9 to go get my donuts. So that depends. So I'll be doing the state of network marketing. So with that, you guys have a great, fantastic day. My name is Bitcoin Brandon. Now, we're still on vacation. I'm going out to play with my kids and all their Christmas presents for the rest of the day, so don't bother me. Everybody have a great day. God bless. Bye-bye.